Alright then, so apparently this week, on episode 90, we're a decade away from the hundreds, Curtis is going to do the catch-up. Well,
Curtis.
To the best of his ability.
To the best of my ability. Fill in bits that I miss. Maisie found a magical scroll about the Yellow King. Elsef finds the components to a biological weapon. You not add anything else to that? Oh yeah, that can do it. It turns living and non-living material into like a flesh monster. Anything else to add to that? No. The Moonlight Shield has arcane warheads from another world. We go and steal them.
This is very basic. These notes are very basic.
We didn't really steal them. We've sort of earned them by right of conquest, I would argue.
We stole them.
No, they were Alphadils. We killed Alphadil. They're ours. That's
Yeah,
all
they're kind of like wands in Harry Potter. Like, we killed the owner, they're now ours. I don't know that's how wands in Harry Potter weren't. I've said it out loud.
I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah, and a lot of the session was you trying to figure out, should you tell the council, shouldn't you tell the council, and the moral quandary with that. After you found the arcane warheads, Laneros, Orlin, and Elsef absorbed the power therein, granting themselves more magical prowess. Makra, however, absorbed his and decided to keep control of his arcane warhead. Mm-hmm. And we ended the session just as you were leaving the God King's lair. I thought that you guys said something about meeting up at the council. However, it is obviously anyone can correct me as to what happened there, or we can move on.
Decide what we were doing.
As far as I'm concerned, we don't need to talk to the council anymore because I no longer want to blow up the Tomb of Mystra. Correction, I still want to blow up the Tomb of Mystra, but it's not strategically viable anymore.
What are we going to do about the Tomb of Mystra then?
We'll just have to, I don't know, booby trap the operation and wait for them inside, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we could rig it to booby trap them. What do you think? Do we know exactly what they want from the Tomb of Mystra?
Well, they want Mystra.
Right, yeah, because they want the Avatar of Mystra.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can go in there and just, instead of booby trapping it, I just say, can we not just go in there and like stop that from being a possibility?
Well, that's what I meant with booby trapping. We put traps down and then fight them at the end.
No, I was just saying, can we not, like, before, like, fighting them there, is there no step we can do before that, where just, like, we make the Tomb of Mystra useless to them?
Well, we'd have to remove Mystra.
Can we not do that?
Why don't we do that, then?
Well, how do you want to get the Celestial prison out of there? Can you teleport a Celestial prison? It was pretty big. It was like the entire floor of a room.
Don't really know unless we go back there, but
Macy, you were a rock for a while. Can you move that rock?
I was a rock for a while. When?
Okay, this is useless. We could theoretically still blow up the entrance and that would, I guess, deter them for a while. But they have an army. I don't think, like, digging operations up beneath them.
No.
And that only leaves the plan to either wait for them inside to funnel them in so we don't have to fight an entire army by ourselves. Or I try to get the flying thing going for a bit to drop it off elsewhere.
Well, shall we go and scout it out and see if there's anything more we can learn about it there? Maybe if we can figure out a way to move it or disable it or something like that. Is that worthwhile?
Well, I wouldn't mind, because there was still that dwarven blacksmith ghost we gave the good tools who was going to do something for us, and then we never revisited him.
Oh my god, I can't believe you remembered that NPC.
No, I always remembered, but I was like, is this worth bringing up to teleport? There, that was 10 levels ago. It's probably not anything good he made.
Yeah, go on then. Let's go and visit there then. Make sure the city defences are going out, and can have a look, see, make sure there's nothing we can do there.
I think defending the material world can wait till we had a night's rest.
Well, we can do it in the morning then.
Yeah, we'll just grab Owen from his bath location, and then we'll get going.
Okay, so the plan is for the party, to have a long rest, right?
That is correct.
Indeed.
Hmm.
Alright, so the rest of you split apart after the day's fighting and the day's exploring and mystery solving and arcane warhead absorbing. Going about whatever you needed to do in the evening, relaxing, being able to get that rest that can restore your spell slots and your health to you. I'm assuming Makra would go to Shiredale, Laneros to his chambers.
I don't know if Macro's got actually anywhere to stay in Shiredale. He probably could figure something out. He'll probably just stay with Elsef, to be fair. He likes torment.
Okay, yeah.
Well, Elsef doesn't have a workshop anymore to sleep at, so she'd just get a tavern room. Like, her home was blown up, and she doesn't have a teleport. The teleporter in the home leads to the other workshop, so there's nowhere to sleep.
Yeah, he'll leave her in the tavern then and go hang out at Shiredale for the evening then, I guess.
Alright.
Come up with some quarters. He'll go meet up with his orc friend.
And what about Maisie? Where does Maisie stay?
If she managed to find Chester's house before, probably there.
Okay, yeah, so you go back to the empty house in the Indulai Valley?
Yep.
Yeah, so as you head there, last time you had met Darioso as he was exiting the place. And what little furniture there is, there's like a lounge chair, a crate that seems to have been used as a table for him. He had several bits of like silver knives and forks. And as you walk in, a rat scatters away from you, and you see that in the corner for the past couple of days, some food that he had left in a sack had been invaded. There is a set of stairs that leads up to an upper floor with 3 modest bedrooms. In one corner of the bedroom is a bedroll laid out, and you can see where Darioso had slept. A jug sits on the counter beside the bedroll, and as you walk towards it, you get the kind of smell of dirty wine, old wine, vinegary.
What a shithole. Yeah, she'll stay here for the night.
Okie dokie. So yeah, I'm assuming you go around, lock the doors, close the shutters,
Yep.
and the Indulai Valley at the night time, Maisie, is a nice place. It's got the sounds of, because it's quite far away from the main core of the city centre. It's got a kind of quietness to it, and the sound of nearby waves crashing against the cliffs on the east side of Nuneria. And it doesn't take you long to basically get comfortable. And Nuneria is coming to the end of its summer, the beginning of its autumn. It's not too cold, not too warm. Quite comfortable evening. And doesn't take you long to drift into sleep. Owen, where are you going?
Go on, Niels.
Alright, so you head to the Kuro cat house. And as you walk in, still a bit of a mess from the last time that a little squabble happened here. The front of the store was locked as you approached, but as you approach, the magical lock automatically unlocks, then locks as you walk in. You look around, and to your right, you see, like, basically a small hole in the wall. Not big enough for someone to slide through, but but like the damage that was done when Gwandia fought the Seed Soul here still exists. There's a table that's smashed.
I think we were like late afternoon when we finished, weren't we?
Yeah.
I'll spend the evening doing what I can just to tidy the place up again.
Yeah, okay, so yeah.
Patch that hole.
And it doesn't take long before the evening when 2 dozen cats return.
Yep. Fair.
You begin hearing the scratching at the windows, the doors, and the meowing outside. And you remember quite fondly of your father, obviously, feeding all of these cats in the evening time.
Yeah, he makes a mental note to buy some cat food on the next visit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But at the moment, of course, they find any way to get in. You can hear them on the roofs, you can hear them like climbing around in the basement. And the moment you...
Yeah, I think he'd be used to him. He'd probably let him in if they haven't found the hole in the wall already.
The moment you let him in, it's a swarm of kittens and cats and felines that rush towards a specific cupboard in the top right of the kitchen.
Maybe there's some left over. I'll check it out.
Yeah, and as you open, you do see several wooden containers, and as you bring them down, immediately you get that smell of the alchemical mixture he used to make for them. And as you pull them out, they're like small little balls that he used to make for them, would basically keep them full up. And there's hundreds.
Okay, I'll start divvying.
And the noise is cacophonous. The meows and some of them hissing at one another as they fight amongst themselves. And eventually, just like when you lived with before, they find their way to their specific parts in the building. Some on the roof, some on the tables, some hidden in little corners and niches you can't see. And you walk into your bedroom untouched from the combat. But inside you've got your small, modest bed, your table, and your books, and anything that you needed for creature comforts.
Cool, yeah, that'll do me. I've made an effort to restore the place.
Alright, and of the exhaustion of the day's efforts, pass into sleep. Makra, as you return back to Shydell, there's a raucous sound coming from the centre, and you see they've built like a wooden palisade and dug a ditch, and there's a small plank bridge heading over, and as you approach, you see a few of Shydell's residents, a bit haphazard. Some of them have got scraps and hides on with spears, and one's even got a pot helmet. And as you approach, their jaws drop. Oh, it's the sheriff! And immediately one of them runs back in, and Barkabus comes out cheering with a bunch of the people. Seems they've built a tavern. It hasn't got a roof yet. Do they need a roof? And it looks like they've all got jugs, clay jugs, bottles of wine, and immediately there's kind of cheer that goes up for you, Makra, as you approach. Barkabus turns you around and you see his wife, Shishi, has smoked a bit too much of his growing weed, and she's asleep on the veranda in a rocking chair. And the air is filled with hazy smoke and drinking and cheering and people playing card games. And the citizens of Shydell welcome you back, basically, as a hero. And all of them are asking you questions. Like, where's Mamie? May... Yeah. I fucking remember the name of your daughter.
Maybe.
I don't...
I think so.
Mimu. Tell you why, because Mamie is a character that was in a previous RP. That's why I'm getting confused. How is Mimu and how is Fixer and stuff like that. And eventually, your sister makes an appearance later that evening. Limps on up to the veranda, nods at you, and begins going about her own business too. Talking, partying, reminiscing with friends that she had. And she's taken on like a new role here. It looks like she's got better. She no longer... And when someone offers her a drink, she pushes it away.
Getting sober seems like a waste of time at this point in time. Barkabus, how's that gold gone? How far has it gone?
Oh, yeah, gold. So, a lot of it went into building defences, right? And look, and he points towards the palisade, and it is finely built. And behind you, you sighs, you see that statue of Chester gazing down from the cliffside over Shydell. And he goes, but I did spend a lot of it building this, and he points to the decking below your feet. Well, we needed morale boosting, right? So I thought I'd call this the Sheriff's Rest.
God, that sheriff nickname really stuck, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I did help with that.
Yeah. No, well, at least it's gone somewhat part ways to some defences. That'll do us for now, at least.
Yeah, not to mention I managed to buy, like hundreds of spears, arrows, bows.
Yeah, weaponry is the main thing. We just kind of need to make this place the least attractive
but
for it to be attacked.
Conscriptions kind of hurt the efforts, I don't think them higher-ups up there really liked us building a small little army down here. We had one of those officers come by and conscript all the young'uns into the Nunerian Empire, so...
Not the end of the world as long as we're protecting the women and children from here. Like I say, we just kind of want this to be as impenetrable and as unappetising to attack as possible when we land on the beaches.
Well, he points towards the cliff face and says, well, we can keep... Well, if they manage to get up there, then we're fucked, right? So we got to stop them here.
Yeah, well, we prefer him go up there and fuck with the rest of the city. Hopefully, leave us mostly alone once the they spread around at least anyway. But
Macra, I don't like the fact that there's a 200-foot cliff overlooking our town. They could easily rain arrows down from up there. So what I'm saying is, we need to stop them getting up there, or we're done for.
kind of relying on the city's defences for that, aren't you?
Well, yeah. Anyway, and he shoves you a clay jug into your chest. Tonight, we don't need to worry about that.
No, that's not. Well, we're here for the night anyway. I think we're planning on saving the world again for the umpteenth time in the morning, so I'll be back out.
Yeah, sure. And then he goes, I'm going to go see if my wife's alright.
Yeah, she looks a bit worse for cause there.
Alright, and you spend the evening in Shidell.
Makar tries to keep mostly to himself. He always thought he'd quite like the admiration, but he's not. Just finding out he's not actually the biggest fan of it.
Alright, so Elsef, you head to what, like a high class tavern, or you?
No, I think Elsef doesn't really give a shit. She goes to like a tavern that looks like no one's gonna steal anything in her sleep.
Yeah, okay, so Avbu Avenue, where you actually lived, you know there was about 2 or 3 taverns on that road. You remember one that was actually owned by a Triton, and as you head in...
No Triton owned tavern.
Alright, so the other one is owned by a dwarf.
Well, that's also really bad. Is there any elf or human-operated tavern?
Look, Adrian, the point of playing role-playing games is to play someone else and yourself.
No, but there is a tavern owned by a half-elf on there.
Oh my god, that's even... We're doing the Triton then. That's at least like a sea elf.
Oh my god, alright, so you head in, the Triton nods, and it only costs you 5 silver pieces for the room.
Asif doesn't smile at him at all.
No. And he immediately says, breakfast is early. If you need waking up, we can
I
do it."
won't eat your food.
Fair enough. And it's a kind of quiet environment. You see people come in here for their evening dinner. It's more of a kind of a restaurant with rooms above than a tavern. And as you go to your room, it's quiet. You're not disturbed. And I guess you fall into your trance.
Yep.
And Laneros, in the Moonlight Shield, as the evening descends, the entire place lights up with arcane energy as the moon shines upon its faces. Outside, you can hear the drills of soldiers, of fresh recruits, down by the kennels. And being only about 300-400 feet, you can hear the war horns, you can hear the practicing, and then eventually the cheering and the jibing and the joviality of military life, of recruits going back to town to either drink, party, be jovial. Then there's quiet throughout the Moonlit Shield, and there's just that steady moonlit glow all along its halls, and the occasional mailed thump of soldiers' footfalls as they patrol and, head around the palace itself. Is there anything you'd like to do? Or are you just heading back to your trance?
No, I don't actually think so. There's not much at the moment, so probably trance early to get an early start in the morning.
Sounds good. Okay, and all of you may click the long rest button. But
Again, whoops.
yeah, you really should wait for me to say so, Todd. That's okay. But as you all wake up and go about your business, all in. There's some point in the night, when early hours, we're talking just as the sun is rising over Nuneria, when the sun blazes in through the shutters, you roll over, and you have this sense of being watched. And as you blink,
Please tell me it's a cat.
as you blink and look in, they might have been a cat. And as you stare into the corner of the room, sitting at your desk is a figure. The chair's been turned round, and they're staring at you. You can see red hair, elvish ears, a piercing green gaze. She says nothing. Her lips are thin and drawn tight. Her cheeks are narrow and hollow. And she's not smiling at all as you wake up and see her, but she does hold her hand up. And a bit on that hand you see wooden bracelets. And then she brings up a
Fucking
finger.
hell. No, now's really not the time.
Good morning. And then she smiles. And then she draws back her hood so you can view the pixie haircut, the elvish features. And there's a weirdness to her eyes. And then as the light glances over, you see they're almost prismatic. They hold many colours.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this is quite inconvenient, and I really don't want to be dealing with this at this time. I've got enough on my plate.
I haven't come to fight. It wasn't you
That's good.
who fucked me over. It was your father. Now that he's off surface, seems our deal does not stand, and I cannot chase him. So I've come to talk to you, Alwyn Felt. Mayhaps make a deal with you, like I made a deal with him. Now you are human. Your lifespan, inconsequential to me. I can wait another century.
It'd be mighty kind if you did.
He nods. I'm assuming your father has explained my goals and his promise to me that what resides inside you would be gifted to me.
He explained his deal. I'm not so sure he explains your motivations.
This planet, it needs someone like me, a guardian. And without the power, what you possess, I cannot become that. Now, with what's happened recently, I tried to speed up my quest. Alas, your father proved more formidable than I thought. However, I'm here to say that I will help in any way I can. I've spoken to this entity, this thing.
You mean the one in the sky?
Nods. It doesn't want nature. It doesn't want life per se. It just wants you and your kind. She shrugs. But it's the Sea Toll's duty to defend all life. I told it to go fuck itself. And that's why I'm here.
Good to know.
I have one.
Do you know anything else about it?
Some.
Well, if you do want to help, then sharing what you know would be a help.
Of course, but first we make a deal.
Go ahead.
Now, there are a few more ingredients for me to become this guardian, this powerful thing. I need the other souls. One of your friend has one. In fact, I had that, and it was torn free from me, and I'm lucky to be alive. Now, I'm not stupid, and I know what Chester did. I have my own words with that man when he arrives, or if he arrives. The Void Soul and me will have our own conversation, but when this is done, you and your allies must promise me that when we defeat the Fire Soul, I will be able to take it from him.
Well, obviously I can only speak for myself there. You'd have to speak with them as well, if you want any kind of input on their side.
Currently, Alwyn, I hold the tide, the deep, the dark, and the divine. I need the others. Now, this isn't possible. I've heard of this alternate world, Ruin, and this is all over. We can go there. I can take what souls I need. With your help, of course. I hear there's a drow in that other world. You see, it's going to be a difficult one for me to get the Storm Soul, since it belongs to an old friend. I'm not that callous. I don't want to kill an old friend. He seems to have outlived a lot of his contemporaries. May live for many years.
Considering what you were saying, I'd hope you didn't want to kill anyone if it is your goal to protect our life.
Some life may be extinguished to protect others, like your father's.
Yeah, see, that doesn't really help me sell it.
I'm not here, really, to sell it. I'm just telling you the truth. Your father promised, he broke his promise. I was going to take the Mana Soul from him, dead or alive, so that I could fulfill my duty.
Well, I can see why he probably lied, because, you threatened to kill him.
Not until he had stolen it from me.
Yeah.
She stands.
Doesn't seem much different to what you're doing yourself, so
I
you
don't
get no pity from me on that one.
I don't expect you to even understand. But let me tell you this. If you were to unite the souls, for me, that is one way I could stand up against this thing. She shrugs. The choice is yours. You can defend the world on your own and possibly die.
Yeah, I got a difficulty understanding the kind of motivations for people like you, because they always tend to, work out like this thing, the God King, or these people that gain tremendous power and then, well, you see what happens.
I'm not like them.
Yes, that's what they say.
And then she picks up a kitten that's on the floor, begins stroking him. And there's something weird about the kitten. It's got a weird orangish look to it, and you notice its tail's a bit too pointed at the end. She begins stroking it and walks towards the door. I'm sorry for letting myself in, but I needed to get the point across.
It's fine. I mean, I'd like to believe you, but I just don't right now.
There's a shrug. It's okay.
But actions can speak louder than words, so we'll see where your loyalties lie in the coming days.
Well, I'll be there at the fight.
Good. And speak to me once we've won, and then maybe we can make a deal.
Then she turns. There's a strong possibility that I die in that fight. Some of us do. Or maybe all of us. If I am to pass, I need you to promise me one thing.
Tell me the thing and I'll tell you if I can promise it.
There's one soul that I have that unites the rest. We win, and I die. He nods. Do not let the Fae Father have it.
Come on.
Remember previously you'd actually got a quest to kill her to get the seed soul for him.
Mm-hmm.
You're also still supposed to kill the Fire Soul
Yep.
to avoid Feywild prison.
So, she nods. Do not let him have it. He's not what he seems. His domain is not of good, but of void.
People rarely are. But if that is the case, and you do perish in the coming days, then I will make sure that he doesn't get it, because I'll probably try to make sure that no one gets it ever again.
Yeah, definitely don't let your friend Macro get it.
Oh, I'm concerned by everything he gets, so you don't have to worry about that.
Mm.
I'm concerned if someone gives him a cup of peace, if I'm honest.
Why is Macro such an immediate threat with the seed sword?
I think she just believes that you do something stupid with it. She nods. I'm gonna let myself out.
Right, you are.
And she seems to shake and then vanishes into the floor.
Bye. Bye,
Yeah.
Robert.
Yeah, the kitten was Robert.
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was.
Right, you know what was weird about that? I was making notes, and I accidentally wrote and promises not to give the sea sword to Macro. That was before you said don't give it to Macro. No weird why. I accidentally wrote that back. I was like, oh, okay, that's convenient. I don't need to put a line through that. That's kind of weird.
Nice.
I actually spent about an hour statting her out just in case you decided to attack her.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's a bit better gamey, but I know what she is.
It's not for today.
Okay, so the group wakes up, and those who are of elvish descent wake up early. And with those early hours, those extra 4 hours, is there anything you guys would be doing? You said you wanted to get up a little bit earlier, Leniros. Is there any specific reason for that?
There is, but we don't need to handle it now. I want to scrap some spells. So.
Ah, yes, that's fine. And what about Elzef? As you wake up, probably about 3 in the morning.
No, Elsif sleeps in. Elsif is incredibly lazy when no one checks her.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you just trance for ages then, reliving the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, she gets out of her trance eventually and then loafs around on the bed.
Yep.
Sometimes she flips through the cursed knowledge of the God King's tomes, giggles a bit to herself.
Yeah, the little manual of how to create that potion. That
Yeah, and then remembers the fucked up bodies and it's like, oh, makes sense. And then as soon as like a cloud covers the sun, Elsif like packs up and leaves.
Alright, cool. And as you're all awakened to the sunrise of the kind of beginning of autumn, I'm assuming you're all meeting back up somewhere? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and assume that.
Yeah.
Probably. Just
Yeah.
I don't know why
I
we
suspect
normally.
no one set a meeting point, so we probably spend the first hour of the day wandering to known locations until one of us bumps into another.
Yeah, always somewhere we just all coincidentally meet up at.
Yeah, Elsif was just at the bathhouse where Owen was sitting in the mixed personage area, just checking if he comes in to ruin his morning.
Just to ruin else this morning, as you are sitting in the mixed area of the bathing area, there are a group of late teens playing around in the northern part of the bath, like splashing, talking. One of them goes, "Yeah, so have you heard of that guy? You know, the one, the statue they built, Chester. I'm gonna grow up and be as strong as him." And the other's like, "You're not gonna be as strong as Chester. He defeated an entire army on his own, I heard." And the other one says, "No, not an entire army, but Darth Gwendef." And they begin recaling the stories of Darth Gwendef and his and her devastating UNT army that was defeated atop a pyramid.
The classic soiree with serpientes.
Yep.
What a book.
Elsif makes like a mental note to attempt to blow up Chester's statue at some point.
The arcane warhead. Yeah, and you immediately begin to realise that the bathhouses are a great font of like local knowledge, of just gossip, people talking openly. No one seems to have a care in the world when they're here.
It just doesn't care
I'm surprised
about other
Elsef
people.
was let in after a comment to the lady at the desk.
Yeah, it's a different lady at the desk. It's a different person entirely.
There's like a fancy bath out there. They have 2 employees. Elsif leaves as soon as she notices someone doesn't show up, and probably as soon as a null enters her bath water.
Yeah, okay, so where would everyone be meeting up? We can just bypass everything, like, you say you search for one another. I'm assuming it might be the Moonlit Shield.
Assume away, because I don't think anyone else knows.
Alright.
Yeah, because the Daenerys isn't going anywhere, so it's going to take a while before the Daenerys is met, if not there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
just
So.
sitting in the Moonlit Shield, eating up the complimentary fruit basket in the waiting area.
Alright, and as you're doing that, you see there's a murder. I'm going to, like crows, I'm going to say a murder of tieflings walking past. And at the head is a specific albino tiefling with beautiful black hair and kind of blazing red eyes. And as she walks past, she glares down at you and carries on going. And you see that there's a silver-skinned tiefling, a coal black-skinned tiefling, a blue-skinned tiefling, and a red-skinned tiefling, all walking past. All warriors, clerics, paladins, and they seem to be heading up towards the meeting chamber. One of them stops at the back and says, Hey, are you Elzef?
Depends.
I thought I'd recognise you. Hey, I heard about everything you've been doing. You know, the fighting and stuff. You slew, like, you know, Alpha Dill, the God King.
I did that, yes.
Ah, okay. And this red-skinned tiefling is bald with kind of black dragon-like horns that kind of twist forwards. And you see there's loads of rings and decorations. And she's got a nose ring. And you see there's tattoos all up her arms. She's quite muscular, like a warrior with 2 swords on her back. She says, My name's Dead Glory. She gives you a kind of wink and then runs off to join the rest of her sisters.
Tieflings.
And then walking past her, there seems to be a human of middle 40s, female, with kind of peppered hair tied into a top knot. She walks past, looks down at you as well, and you see she has a son trailing her, and they're heading up to the meeting chamber. Looks like some sort of council meeting's going on.
Does Elsef have means to listen in on a council meeting? No. Elsef just waits for Lanera. So.
And so an hour later or so, all of you meet up in the same kind of corridor, and you see Admiral Kane Chambers comes out of his chambers, hungover, slides into the seat next to you and begins drawing water from the pitcher. I'm so hungover.
Isn't there a council meeting right now?
He kind of glances down the corridor. Yeah. They're discussing the Webway pirates.
Isn't there something more important than the Webway pirates?
What? No.
Isn't there more... No?
Well, we've got to pardon them if they're going to join the Navy.
They can't be worse than what's already in this city.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what you're getting at. And he stands up, walks off with his jug of water. Good day to you all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and then a Goliath enters the meeting chamber, followed shortly by the head of the Spices Guild, Salim Bakin, and then the old lady, Chion Chapu. There's just a full army of politicians heading in today.
Until eventually we meet up.
Yeah, I've already said you're all there.
So what's the plan?
I'll walk past and I'll be like, see you in, see whoever's going in front of me. 4.5 hours.
Oh, my friend, time to teleport.
How many times do I have to say that I'm not your personal taxi service?
Taxis don't exist yet.
Of course they do. We got rickshaw drivers everywhere.
It's a rickshaw, that's not a taxi, that's a different thing.
Well, that's what they call them, isn't it? Or maybe that's just a Longinian term.
Alright, so, Laneros, you are told by Hydra that you won't be needed in the meeting at the chamber, but you are welcome to sit in.
I'll thank her politely for her bullshit way of getting me out of there and all this.
But yeah, Hydra.
Sorry, yeah.
It is an hour's worth of signing documents and basically pardoning every pirate lord in Wepway for their various crimes. At one point, the Shah Cicero, the fat cat that you guys all met, has something like 120 cases against him, and he has to be signed. They have to be signed by each member. Each one, so there's goes around the table 100 times, being signed over and over and over, forgiving him for all of his past discretions, his crimes, etc., etc. And it goes on like this for a while. So it takes about an hour, 2 hours. Any of you wanted to prepare before we do anything?
Yeah, I want to record all of those things as much as possible into my memory, so that if I ever need to use it against someone, I know exactly what they did, even if they're pardoned for some things. They might not want them to become public knowledge, so...
Okie dokie. That means you would actually get the names of all of them, right?
Yeah, and if it becomes too much to remember, I'll start taking notes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Alright. We can skip to midday when everyone's together again, so we can get on.
So, Tomb of Mystra?
Tomb of Mystra.
What?
Well.
Oh, you haven't been there, have you, Macy? It's a great place. They have this giant mass grave on the bottom floor with hundreds of corpses. And they formed together into one big corpse pile and fought us. And then a second big corpse pile.
That's positively awful.
They were all locked in there alive. Horrible.
Yeah, we're going now?
I love that you're forgetting to tell her that it was actually her ancestors.
And in time, there's this giant bottomless pit that you could fill up with bodies, and for days it wouldn't be full. They might have done that. We didn't see the ground. Could be full of bodies.
I think I might just wait outside on that one.
Might inquire what the purpose of this story is.
Scaring Maisie.
Again, might I inquire what the purpose of the story is?
My amusement.
Oh, there you go, Maisie. Don't let her get to you too much.
Oh no, it was the truth. But,
Thank you, Lenny.
We're going there to meet a spooky ghost.
You see, ghosts, that sounds fascinating. Thousands of fermenting corpses, not so much.
Well, his corpse, I assume, is also there somewhere.
Oh, well, I'm happy to wait outside to keep watching all that.
If you do wish to join us, I think things in there are not as bad as they sound. There are some grisly sights to be sure, but some things that are interesting and good for you to see, I think. So,
I'd love to be there.
Good choice.
In truth, I'm getting much better at controlling my multifaceted problem. I think I could channel it, be handy in a pinch, if it were. Been working on it for a couple of days now.
What's that so?
Yes, you see, it would appear that I'm not quite so useless at combat and or things of an offensive nature as I first would have thought. I just need to think or be in the right mindset. Let a different side of me out, as it were.
Yeah, apparently.
Right, yes, I've heard of that.
Did you attend a pep talk?
Nope, just a dusty room, some old wine, and a filthy bedroll. A filthy soiled bedroll.
Right, well, each to their own, I suppose.
And I guess Elsif just gets out a map and shows the location of the tomb, so we have an easier time teleporting there.
Yeah, okay.
Taxi service!
That word is never going to catch on.
Let you know that both me and Alwyn do resent that.
What if we call you an Uber?
What if we tip you?
That word's going to catch on.
That depends. Will you pay me?
No, that's why we won't call you taxi.
Well then, I'm so tempted to just teleport.
Nay,
Now then.
teleport pony. Let's go.
Where exactly is it you're looking to go and to do what?
The Tomb of Mistra, to check out the area, to see how we're gonna fuck with the army once they get there.
No corpses, just a bit of history.
Well, the corpses are history, Macy.
Yeah, not history I'm interested in.
There are your ancestors.
What?
You know, if you would compare their skulls or something, maybe you could find a long-lost great-great-great-great-great-great-aunt
Right. Well, giddy up.
who miserably starved to death. Anyway, if we're gonna stop them from getting to what's left of Mistra, we should look at the tomb again.
Alright. So, who's teleporting?
No one. Calm yourself, Liam. Calm yourself. You just sit back there, sunshine.
Wait, what? What?
Jumping the gun on you a bit.
Moses is like,
No one said they teleported anyone.
so how does it work? I haven't teleported. I have teleported, actually. I just realised. Who's going to do it? Who's going to be the lucky teleporter?
I think they're both, they don't feel loved enough, so they're not teleporting us until we praise their teleporting skills.
Oh, what do we need? Like a bag of oats?
I think
Have you considered, like, maybe going and finding a scroll or something, or maybe head to the university where they have a teleportation circle and people that can teleport, and maybe they could do your service for you?
do you think they have a teleportation circle to the Tomb of Mistra?
No, but they have.
It's a mass grave, not a tourist location.
They have high-level mages there. I'm sure at least one of them has the ability to teleport you. It may cost you, but
I think we might need to find Anna Macy and get her to do pretty eyes at Owen.
Sounds good to
funny
me.
enough, I was probably going to see her today.
I'm shocked. I think Anna would love to see the mass grave.
I'm sure she would, but she has some things she needs to deal with first, and I'm going to go help her with that.
So are we not going then? Oh,
No,
that's really...
Owen's state is more important than the fate of the world. It'll have to wait a bit. You have an appointment free at noon to save the world, Owen.
Yeah, you see, I don't really see you saving the world by going there. Not now, anyway.
Well, you're
But
welcome.
having people on our side who can help in the coming fight, then maybe that would be useful.
Maybe he just kind of like turns it aside to Makra, who's close enough, and is like, imagine back.
What?
Also, you know that she can teleport people as well, so having her be able to do that might help you out in the long run as well.
I'm not sure if she likes me.
No, probably not.
I don't like her either, for the record.
Who does like you, Elseth?
I hope no one.
I think Owen genuinely lost as well.
Let me think. Some people like my work.
Not enough to pay you for it, though.
No, I owned a workshop in this city, Owen. I have been paid before.
Huh.
Not for the portal in the Feywild, but look at Mr. Feyblood Unicorn Master over there. For the reason for that, apparently the Feyfather isn't very open with his money.
Yes, it is frustrating when one does not get paid for his hard work, isn't it?
It can be, yes.
It is, and then someone blows up their workshop in a fiery hell pit.
Imagine.
I think I'll start paying you for teleportation services once Magma pays me for saving his family's history or whatever we did with those mind flayers.
Right, because that's on us. Yes, you're absolutely right. That makes total sense.
I think
I get paid.
as a favor for the group.
Do I get paid?
Maisie, what exactly are you looking to get paid for?
I don't know, I'm just joining in.
Aha, I see, yes. No.
They usually don't pay the children at school, Maisie. They pay the teachers.
Owen, you know when we went on that Magic Item shopping trip? Are you doing any of them again anytime soon?
I hadn't planned to, but maybe in the future. If there's
Ah,
something
cool.
that we need that could help us.
Sweet. Let me know.
Well, maybe
Well-
we should tag along on Orwin's date and see if his girlfriend will take us.
Oh, that's actually a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I reckon we should do that.
My persuasion's like plus 20, so she's fucked, basically.
You're what now?
Maybe she gives a shit about the fate of the world. I don't know. She seemed nice enough.
I'm sure she would. I'm sure she would give quite a lot of fucks about the fate of the world, but she's not really in the position to help with dealing with it at the moment. But,
Why's that?
well, you know, we kind of forgot that she existed. She died and lost her spellbook to a false Hydra.
I'm sure she's fine.
Shit. Do we need to go get a spellbook back then? How do we do that?
That's what I was planning to do, yes.
You know where there's probably spellbooks and a giant tomb full of magical artifacts.
You know that doesn't work that way, right?
Why does she need
She's
her
hoping to
back?
get... Well, because, you know, it's what she spent her lifetime learning and memorizing. And sorry, I'm not fully familiar with this, but maybe Laniras, you can shed some light about the importance of your own spellbook.
Kind
Right,
of sad.
hold on a moment.
One book.
And I'll walk out, like, out of the room that we're in. Look outside. Is there any children nearby, Liam?
No, it's pretty much a military camp at the moment.
Okay.
Well, last week Elsef's catching a child in a bathing area. Yours is now going on the hunt in the middle of the street.
No.
So you're saying that she spends all of her life and this effort and everything into making this book, and she didn't have a copy?
Right.
Seems that.
Hold on. Wait here. I'm actually going to go and find some kids.
It's going to be difficult seeing as you're on in the Moonlit Shield.
Yeah, I mean, I'll walk outside onto the street if need be.
There's like a brat in the council chamber. Just go in there and say, "Look, guys, I need a child."
I'm just finding any two random children, and I'll pay them like a gold piece each just to accompany me for like
Okay.
2 minutes to. No, don't look at me like that,
You
Macra.
want the children.
Yeah, one of them goes, wait a minute. My pa told me not to trust strangers, so you're going to have to give me 2 gold pieces.
Right. Well, I'm not sure if that's better or worse.
Ah,
But
it's 2.5 now, Elvish man.
fine.
I can
Okay.
see the headlines. Council member abuses power.
But he's using taxpayers' money for this as well.
Right, so they come into Moonlit Shield and they're like, wow.
You can have the grand tour, but I just need you to do something for me first. Come along, and I'll
Yeah.
get them to come with me.
Wow, is that Macra? I hear you're a terrible dad.
There you go, Macra. Now, to come back to your previous point, are these your children? Are you happy to see them? Are they your life's work? I mean, didn't you take a copy?
Well, there is 2 of his
I
children,
understand
so
your
I
point
guess
here,
kind of
Laniras, but I really feel like Macrar's not the best person to use this technique on.
Yeah,
Not with the kids anyway.
the kid.
I literally made 2 for a reason in case the first one died.
The kid says, yeah, because my pa says, right, that Macra may be strong, but he's dumb as a pile of bricks.
Who is spreading these rumors about your Macra? And how do they know this much about... Oh, yeah, right, Chester's books.
I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Wait, are you Elzef?
That depends.
Oh. the little girl looks at him and goes, I thought she was a man.
We've all
I'm
made
so
that mistake.
confused.
Elsef's not a man! Like, Maisie, like, claps her hand over her mouth the moment she says it.
Thankfully, Chester has only met the soulless version of me in earnest, so all of his books are just how boring.
Yeah, and then the kid goes, right, I want the 2 gold and 50 silver.
I hope that joke was worth it, Laneros.
It was not a joke, it was a point to be made. But yes,
You-
it was.
You spent a local citizen's salary on 2 children to make a point to Macro of all people. Well done. He's gonna remember that.
And it doesn't take much for you to turn
Bring back
around.
the economy.
As you turn around, you realise that there's just a little girl there, and the little boy's missing. She goes, "Hi."
Hello. If you go to the front desk, I'm sure they'll give you a tour, and I'll write a little note for her to take.
Yeah.
Just to get the visitor tour.
Can everyone roll a perception check?
If you try to steal from me, I do have a very high passive perception.
Mm-hmm. I know. You did see him sneak off.
Okay, well, if he can sneak off all he wants, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, so Elsef and Owen, you see the and Maisie, you just see the boy do that sidestep, that cartoon sidestep, and then just disappear down one of the side corridors.
The Moonlight Shield really doesn't pay attention to anything. What a great government facility this is.
They had guards, but Linus would have just let them in, so...
Let's hope that he doesn't find, I don't know, a super weapon underneath a bunk bed or something.
It is weird how easy super weapons are to access in this building.
Oh no, you only had to fight 4 iron golems. What are you talking about?
I go through like 3 secret passages, yeah.
Which you missed on the first journey through, by the way.
Well then, if you'd excuse me, since we are not teleporting today, and I guess Alwyn has a very important day, I shall charter a ship that's gonna take me 60 days to reach any location, and I'll be back after the end of the world.
You do remember we had a conversation about the university and, literally any other magic user in the city that could potentially help you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously just fucking with you, Alwyn. I'm not gonna charter a ship and sail 60 days to nowhere.
Shame.
I'll come. Oh, actually, I'm not sure. Going on a date sounds fun too.
Well, while you debate what to do, I'm going to go and visit the toilet.
Alright, so I'm assuming Owen is going to go to Longinia with Anna then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you're going there, I don't think I can gatecrash. Let's go to the university and get another little pony to take us to the Tomb of Mystra.
You are
Okay,
more
did
than
you
welcome to
miss-
come if you so desire. It's not actually a date, just so you know. Just helping her out, seeing as, we kind of left her to die.
Oh, well, last time I was in Longinia, I was a, how did Elsa? A rock. So I'd actually prefer to go somewhere else. And avoid
Sure.
rocks. Hopefully there won't be anything like that at the Tomb of Mystra.
We,
I'll see you all back here in a day.
we could go to Thebo and then travel to there, but I do find it kind of worrying that there's an army on the way there and we might run into them. Since there's
Yeah.
no teleportation circle at the Tomb of Mystra, because again, it's not a tourist location, it's a mass grave.
Didn't we fight an army yesterday?
Yeah, we did find an army yesterday.
Same thing.
Oh, the day before yesterday, I think. Yeah.
So let's go. We've got a day. Let's go blow it up. I'm excited. I want to use and test out my theory about my combat skills. It sounds like a good place to go.
How long does Elsef actually think travel from Thebo to the Tomb of Mystra is?
What, by foot?
Like with one of those flying sand gliders, I guess?
Oh, sand glider's about a week.
Oh yeah,
Gee.
we're not doing this.
Like, remember, when you had one, it took you about 5 days just to get out the desert, and then you met the
Yeah,
Yellow Scale tribe, and then...
I remembered something like that. Yeah. idea. We could take a teleportation circle to the big shopping city.
I'm a fan of that.
Capital Island!
Okay.
I guess we go to the university and do that.
Right, so have you not decided what you want?
I don't know. What's it to you, Mr. No Teleportation Service here?
We're going shopping.
You're going shopping on Capital Island.
Alright.
We went from plundering a tomb, going to a mass grave, and now we're going shopping. Seemed like a logical jump.
Eventually you'll figure out that capitalism is, if anything, a mass tomb.
Would Maisie know if there's any kind of academic institution on Capital Island? Because I certainly don't.
Many.
There are some fantastic academic institutions on Capital Island, I know this. I might just take a look around, see if there's anything else I can find about our little upcoming problem.
Could be smart.
I'm
Okay.
good with reading things.
Maisie, Macrot, and Elzef going to Capital Island.
You coming, Lenny?
Well, that depends. Owen, do you feel like you'll need my help today?
Well, never fought a false Hydra before, but I do have a plan to hopefully deal with it. But any help's welcome. But if you don't want to be there, then I'm sure me and Anna can handle it.
Hang on. It's a fight.
There will be potentially a fight
Most
involved,
likely.
yes.
I really, really want to test out my combat skills. Do you guys mind? She looks at Elseth and Macro.
What, going to fight a false Hydra? Yeah, I'm gonna go fight a creature that if it eats you, you are forever erased from known history. That sounds like a great idea. No, I'll be shopping.
Sorry I asked. I'm going to come with you.
Right you are. If it's in the constellation, I think I've got that bit in the bag anyway.
Yeah, we've got that bit.
I'll just make a note that you existed. Nice knowing you.
Yeah, like your workshop.
Oh, that was an uncalled for side swing there, Macy.
Sorry, sometimes other parts of me pop out.
Do you know how long it takes for an immigrant to save up for a workshop in the nice part of town?
No, enough time for gnolls to burn it and take things.
Well, the gnolls didn't burn the workshop. How would the gnolls get magma?
Right, well, Owen, as mentioned, you have my help if you need it. If you think you're fine by yourself, I don't want to get in your way.
If things go badly, I'll drop you a message. You know roughly where the false Hydra was, so if you could just be ready, potentially. But I think
Will
we'll
do.
be okay. Especially if Maisie's coming as well.
I am.
Okay, so we've got Maisie, Laniros, and Orwin. They go to Anna.
No, so I'm not going with them because they didn't need me. So I'll go shopping as well.
Alright, so Macra, Laniros, Elzef shopping, Maisie, Anna, and Orwin heading to Ruin.
Yeah.
Alright, so you got to go to Anna first, and then I'm assuming you're plane shifting.
Yeah. We still have the way.
The
We still have the
rod.
way to get there, right?
Yeah, you have the
we
rod
have
with the
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's fine then.
Yeah, just so you know, little catch up here. You were given the Ruin rod, take you there, and you're also given a rod of this material plane.
Yeah, no, I thought that was right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Just double checking.
Just double checking that I have that as well, or is there only one?
There was only one. I've never heard you ever say you're making a copy, so
And that could be problematic, I suppose.
well, not really. It takes you have to buy a rod worth 500 gold pieces and then attune to it. So you could take one with you if you wanted, or win and attune it to the World of Ruin. Takes an hour. Let me read the plane shift spell
Right.
again, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'll take a rod with me. I'll cast it in your presence while you're holding the rod, and then I'll tune the new one over there.
Very well.
Obviously, I'll get 2 rods.
250 gold pieces.
Yeah, I'll get to attune one to the material while I'm here, and then one when we get over that side.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Teleportation
Funny
complicated.
stuff.
Ah, it's gonna be shopping list out. Have a look, see what I want to jot it down.
Jesus, that was super quick of me. You know the town where she died? I didn't think I had the map for it, and I just typed in false Hydra town and it came up. So obviously I was helping future Liam out by naming it something stupid.
Nice.
Nice.
Alright, cool.
While I was trying to do loads of complicated work on rods, like Maisie's chewing his ear off. Like, it's kind of like having a shoebox full of baseball cards, and sometimes you reach your hand in and you pull out a baseball card, and on it there's someone who's really stern and militaristic and likes to use lightning damage. And then sometimes you put that baseball card back in, and you pull out another one, and there's a batshit crazy wanker who likes to use fire spells. And then sometimes you put a card back away and you pull out another one, and there's one who's all depressed and gloomy and edgy and likes to hang out at graveyards, and they like to use sort of coldness magic. And then you put the baseball card back in, shuffle it around, pull out another one, and then all of a sudden there's an Irish-speaking prick who can like counterspell and shit.
You haven't been shopping in a while, have you, Maisie?
No, I haven't actually, but I'm really looking forward to taking on this. What is it?
It's a false Hydra, is what they're known as anyway.
So like a lizard.
A large one, yes.
That'd be right.
I thought you might have heard of them through your studies.
Actually, no. Creature lore, not so much. History, great.
Right, well, I'm sure you'll get the opportunity to test out your new abilities anyway. So
Baseball cards, that's what I'm going to call it. Don't know if baseball's invented yet. It's like a taxi.
Are you ready? I think I'm ready. So let's be going, shall we?
Right you are. I'll let you concentrate.
Thank you. I will drop Anna a message beforehand just to make sure she's up for this.
You do hear her say, "Oh, yes, don't teleport here. Don't do it. Give me a second."
Forget Anna again.
So, yeah, give me a second." And about a minute or two later, there's a flash of light, maybe about 100 foot down the staircase next to the river, and Anna falls about knee height into the river and then clambers up. And she's like, I'm okay! And a load of guards run up, confused, and then they waved off, obviously. And she goes, I'm here! And she kind of stumbles up. She's got a new attire. She's, instead of wearing the usual kind of loose-fitting Longinian wear, she's in a smart shirt, buttoned up the side, blue, with Longinia colours. She wears a battle dress skirt, so you can see it's got linked plate down it. And as she comes running up, it chinks, and she comes all the way to the top. And she stops, out of breath. I did manage to buy a book, or gifted it. Yeah, I just need to get my one back.
Oh,
Well,
she's
that's
pretty.
the
Nice
plan
work.
now. It's not a date, okay, Maisie? Yes, was hoping we can go back to the world of Ruin to retrieve it, if you'd be willing to come along.
With that, she kind of looks a bit... You see a little bit of fright. Yes. I mean, what's dying another time, right? If it happens. Yeah. She looks
I think
awkward.
everything will be fine. We'll be okay.
Maisie's coming with us?
Hello.
Hi.
She wants to test out some new abilities, so... Yes, she seems very eager, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Top trumps in his shoebox.
I honestly thought we and you were just going shopping together. She gives a slight eye towards Maisie. But the world of Ruin, an adventure again, let's go.
It's not a date.
I figured it would be better just to return your old spellbook as opposed to trying to compose a new one.
Oh yeah, good idea, Owen, of course. Oh, silly me, didn't even think of that. Didn't even think about going back to there.
If you don't wish to go, then
No,
you don't
I'm-
have to. I'm sure
I'm not frightened.
me and Maisie could deal with it.
She looks at Maisie. Who is Maisie to you?
I believe she's somewhat of a stepsister.
Oh, you're related? Oh, okay.
Somewhat, yes. It's complicated.
Got it.
Yes, it's not a date. The real me's dead, and I can see through this shit. Sorry.
She looks awkward. Shall we get going then? I mean, and you can see that as you look at her, Owen, she has dressed for the occasion. Like, as in, not in bathwear, but in a sort of Longinian military dress.
Okay.
She kind of goes,
Duly noted.
I feel silly now, and she unbuttons the pauldrons and begins putting them in a satchel.
Yeah, apologies.
Oh no, nothing to apologise for. We should probably get going.
We should, sooner rather than later.
Yes. The rest of them not coming?
Casting the spell. They're going shopping.
Oh, they're going shopping, but we're not.
They're going shopping.
Okay.
We're not. We'll probably join them later.
Okay, thank you. It's okay. And she, it's kind of, you can see that there's a blush to her face. She stands close as you cast the spell. Right, we'll move over to the rest of you guys. As you approach the university and inquire about teleportation services, the stuffy gnome at the desk goes, yes, teleportation services, of course. Give me one long second. And then he gets out of his stall and waddles away. And within about 10 minutes, he returns. And a studious-looking elf, with her hands behind her back, stands there. She wears a circlet of jade. And she has dark hair tied up into braids. How may I be of service? The name is Selena.
Well, Elsa?
I was distracted.
You're the one who wanted to go.
Can we go to the shopping market, please?
Well, perhaps you should use your legs and travel 10 minutes down the road.
No,
We
no,
want to teleport to Capital Island.
To Capital Island. That makes more sense. Now, if you follow me, I know who you are. You're Elzef, and you're Makra, and you're Laniros. Laniros, you belong on the council, no?
I do.
Do you have a writ, or will you be paying for this exchange?
Oh no, it is Althus who insisted on this trip. She'll be paying, together with Macron.
She nods. Leads you up one of the side stairs into a teleportation room with 6 teleportation circles on the ground.
Why, just for the record, do you know who we are?
I do.
You know that Macro is like a hero of some such, and you're charging us for teleportation trips?
Well, yes. Why shouldn't you be treated like everyone else?
Well, I'm better than everyone else.
While that may be true, you are still a member of the city and you will pay the tax.
Is there a way we can get free passes or like bulk passes?
Is there really? Are you really trying
I wonder, is there?
avoid paying 50 gold pieces?
Yes.
No, I don't actually care that much. I'll give it 25 gold.
No, it's 50 each.
What? Jesus.
Did you think teleportation was cheap? It's instant travel.
Normally free.
If you wish to pay 25 gold pieces, go get a boat and begin rowing.
Look at me, I've wasted the best 50 years of my life at Magic Academy. I'm charging 50 gold pieces for a teleport.
72 years, in fact, Elzef. And they were not wasted. I studied under Sashida, a master in the field.
Don't think you.
Elsa hands over the 50 gold pieces and sniggers.
Thank you.
Macro does the same.
And I'll look at them and like, what?
And then she turns to you, Lineros. Do you not have a writ? Then the charge still extends to
Oh
you.
no, they insisted on the trip. I think it's 25 extra for each of you.
Oh, then that's fair.
Load of this one, Macro. Finest diplomat in the city trying to get out of paying 50 gold pieces. Should I give you a loan, Linneas? Do you not have it anymore after giving those children 2 gold pieces? Have you had tough times?
I'll just blink, walk over to the teleportation circle, and cast teleportation circle myself.
She doesn't mind that at all. She just watches you go. And then, if you would step into the circle, please.
Yeah, just like, let me take a moment. Might need 72 years.
She begins.
Also stepped in though.
Yeah, she begins casting the spell. It does take a while as she begins to use the red chalks and herbs.
Macro, that's a proper nasty, that proteiny one. Rip. Sorry.
No, this greatly improves an already great experience of waiting for someone to draw a circle on the floor, Macro. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a brief moment where you both teleport. Linneas, straight where you appeared last time, the airy, large halls of the Capital Highlands teleportation chamber. However, the other two.
I was hoping I had insulted her enough to teleport elsewhere.
When you come to, you are in a wooden hall of sorts. And you look around. And an old man stands up from a rocking chair. Yay, who be you?
As of cracks up. 72 years and she hasn't gotten her emotions in check. 72.
Is this going to be a thing every time we want to teleport now?
But she teleports us elsewhere. Depends on how much I insult her, I guess.
Right, next time I go on a shopping trip, I'm going with Maisie.
No, you two. Who are you? And what are you doing in my shack?
I'm Elsif of the East End. This is Macro.
His eyes go wide. He strokes his scraggly beard. Did I have mushroom tea this morning?
But why have you got a teleportation circle in your shack?
Well, because I'm master of the teleportation hut here.
Where's here?
Atlantia!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
We could go shopping in Atlantia. It literally makes no difference.
Well, if you're here for shopping, you've teleported to the wrong place. You're at the lighthouse.
I assume we...
Wait a minute, do you know Selena?
Do we know Selena?
She teleported you here because you did her wrong, didn't she? I know. She did it again! Well, good luck to ye. The rowboat's down on the cliffside. Atlantia be 2 days that way.
Aren't you the master of the teleportation here? Can't I just pay you 50 gold pieces to teleport me elsewhere?
Oh yeah, you could do that.
Great.
Well, why has she punished me for you rinsing her?
You did fart in her face, pretty much.
I was going to say, you literally sprayed fecal matter around the room.
I can't help bowel movements. She was taking ages. I was trying to hold it in, like, since I walked in there.
Do you give any discounts for, the heroes who killed Alphadil, or is that a no-go?
Who's Alphadil?
You the God King of Mokhul?
Nay, never heard of him.
Well, like how when he's alive, he's the scourge of the world and a big terror. Once we kill him, no one's heard of him.
Yeah, strangely enough, people don't seem to give a shit that we killed the guy.
Yeah, typical. Macron's over another 50 gold, really begrudgingly. I'm not gonna have any money left for fucking magic items at this rate.
You should have really, rallied to get a seat on the council or something, Makra, after being the hero of Mokhul City.
What the fuck am I going to do? Sit on the council?
Thanks for
Chester
the
got a
gold.
statue, and he's not even from Mokhul.
And you, elf?
I already subtracted the money.
Yeah, there he goes. Thank you. Well, if you step over on here, and he leads you over to the circle, and then he begins redrawing it in chalk.
We're going to Capital Island.
Capital Island, yay. Yeah, I know. I know Capital Island, I've been there.
Okay. There's no other shacks you're teleporting.
Why would you want to go to that prison anyway?
Shopping.
Oh yeah, I guess there's a good place for shopping.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
But have you ever met that little gnome? Keeps everyone in prison there, doesn't he? Everyone thinks they've got freedom, but it's an illusion.
How did we get out so easy if it's a prison?
Oh, well, you can leave, and you can come in. But you can't speak freely, can you? Wait a minute, have you ever been to Capital Island? Because I feel like you haven't.
I feel like we were as big a dickheads there as what we are anywhere else.
I was a picture of friendliness.
Oh, well, take a quick look around next time you're there. Because you know what? It ain't what it seems.
Well, we don't plan to move there. We plan to buy stuff.
And at a moment, he goes, oh, aye, and that'd be that. And you both disappear. And reappear maybe 100 foot behind Laneros, who's taken a leisurely stroll out of the teleportation house, into the big grand city of Capital Island with its massive arcane trams and its literal metropolis from the south of the island to the north of the island.
Do you think you can get your hero of Mokhul position, leverage to get someone fired?
Not unjustifiably.
Well, she did rinse us for 50 gold pieces.
Yeah, that is kind of theft, isn't it? That was definitely false advertisement, at least.
That's like, that service is not rendered. If someone gave me money to build something and I didn't build it or build something else with the money, I'd...
So what took you guys so long?
Oh, I insulted the circle person for being a layabout and taking 72 years to learn teleportation.
What have you learned today?
That services in Mokhul City have gone down the drain since I killed Alphadil.
Seems you need another lesson. And I'll just start walking.
Yeah. I guess for all the bad he did, services did run well.
Maybe we shouldn't have killed him.
Slave carriages were never late.
Alright, so as you head into the Broken Realms and into the Capital Island to do your shopping, we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break right there.
Yeah, I hope you're excited for this.
Alright, so we're going to start with Orwin. Amazing.
So I just thinking about to save on travel. I want to do a little bit of prep beforehand.
Okay.
I use the 10th level slot to wish Simulacrum,
Yep.
and then Simulacrum Orwin is going
Sozzos.
to wish to make the three of us immune to the false Hydra's memory effect.
Okay, yeah.
Big magic I just came into there.
Which, of course, fucks him up and drops his strength and stuff.
Makes him practically CR0 for us, hopefully.
But he can still cast spells, can't he? Or I can't remember.
No, I think he's just like the majority of his. He's still got like.
Liam is talking
Hydra
about your
kind of
Alwyn,
stuff.
not about the Hydra.
No.
Liam is talking about your Simulacrum.
I see. Right.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Well,
yeah, your simulacrum then becomes fucked.
It's like Igor.
Yeah, potentially. I mean,
Mhm.
he'll definitely be exhausted. Oh no, he won't. That's why I did it with the 10th level slot.
Yeah.
Oh no, he will get the strength thing.
Yeah, the strength drain from wish
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Which is why I get the Simulacrum to do it.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. The simulacrum. The moment he begins casting, just look like immediately gains bags under his eyes, hair wilts, looks a bit skeletal.
Yeah, sorry about that.
He doesn't look so good.
He'll be fine in a few days.
Let me have a look at the spell wish.
And then we do the teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it drops him to strength 3, and then
Takes
he
9.
takes D10 damage per level of any spell he casts.
Yeah, that's the one. Which is pretty fuck and shit for him.
Yep,
Alright!
he's literally only there to produce that effect, pretty much.
Alright, so are you casting Todd? We're
Todd,
getting
you're
a wind. We're getting a wind tunnel from you.
Sorry.
Sorry?
No, it's my mouth breathing.
Yeah, it's mouth breathing. Right, so Rocket, how is Orwin doing this? Is Orwin himself casting the plane shift?
Orwin uses the Staff of the Magi to cast plane shift.
Right, so as you go to cast plane shift, immediately you gain vision over Ruin, one great supercontinent on a dark orb, sleeping in the void. You can pinpoint where you want to go when you use plane shift, as long as you've been
I'll
there before.
specify the town, yeah.
Right, and then there's a whooshing sensation. Maisie and Anna immediately grabs your arm as you go through, and it's, like I said, a very disconcerting experience last time when you went through to Ruin. The same this time. As you pass through, it's like something, like a hook, is in your skin, pulling you towards it, rather than you teleporting through an easy tunnel. And when you land on the other end, immediately all three of you kind of like retch, and then look around, your eyes bleary. Unlike the normal teleportation, this is kind of nauseating. You look around, and you're in the same village. It's got its central kind of marshy, watery kind of lake, and the boards, the kind of boards that run across it, and the small straw huts. As you look around you, and the first thing that comes around is the smell. Decaying corpse.
Yep.
And as you look around, you just see piles of skeletons, meat, buzzing flies, maggots crawling along dismembered flesh. And as you look towards the cave that you once entered last time, you just see nothing but corpses.
Right, well, I'm guessing it used to be in there, or is in there. Let's see if we can find this spellbook and be gone from this world.
Thought we were going not to the Tomb of Mystra.
This isn't the Tomb of Mystra?
Anna walks along the boards, looking carefully, and then stops at a particularly gruesome sight of kind of desiccated flesh, leans down, and looks away, and you can see by the scraps of cloth around it, it used to be her. and then she moves it over.
Sorry.
She picks up her satchel, puts it over one shoulder, reaches in, pulls out a book. I have it.
Oh, is that it?
Well, you took us right here. I mean, what? And then she goes, one moment. And then you see it, Orwin. You feel it. The weave here was always a little bit tainted, but it ripples. Literally ripples in a certain direction. And you see a blazing light somewhat in the distance through magic sight.
Right, I think it's time to go very quickly. I'm glad we found it quickly.
And above you, circling what seem to be birds. It doesn't take long before you look up to realise the Valkyrie above you.
Yeah, just let me know as soon as I can use an action to go.
Yeah, okay. How long does plane shift take? And did you give the
That's
other
an action?
Weren't you going to attune the rod here?
Yes, but if we have to get out, then so be it.
Mm-hmm.
We've still got one, the near us has got one, so it's fine.
Alright, can I just have
I'll
some
just
quick
change it
initiative?
on my sheet to be empty rod.
Can I just have some quick initiative?
Yes. Oh, good.
Jesus, okay, so what's your dexterity modifier?
3.
Okay. I mean, see, the thing is I'm using Roll20 at the same time, because the other character she's on Roll20. There's a moment where you can't see what's happening. You feel your body being changed or being forcefully changed. Can I have a wisdom saving throw from you, Owen?
I'm going to spend 3 points of inspiration to pass.
I'm glad you did. As a 9th level shape change spell goes off and tries to twist you and contort you, you immediately... And Anna begins to grab you and see basically what's going on, and then you break free of it, and it's your turn.
I'll cast plane shift.
Okay. Yeah, and as you cast plane shift, above
Can
you...
you subtly cast if it's from a rod? I assume you can't.
I don't know.
Well, if it's an option, I'll do that just so it can't be counterspelled or anything. But...
Okay. Yep. And as Anna grabs hold of you, Maisie, I'm assuming you're nearby as well? Odd?
Yep.
Yep. And teleport back to where on the material plane?
Capital Island.
And there's a brief moment when you land in Capital Island anywhere that you want. You don't have to be in the Teleportation Circle. This is just wherever that you've been before, where you realise what
we'll just
happened.
land in the West Market District.
You remember last time you arrived in Ruin? They knew you were coming. You can't escape the Core Soul's ability to detect you coming.
Yep. Well, that's a good job that it was literally right there on the doorstep.
No matter what happens, it's the same as Mimu. He's going to know that where you are going to land, where you'll be.
Right, you are.
Maybe not exact, because it looked like he was quite far away, waiting for you. But he had the Valkyrie up in the air, ready to notice you at any moment.
Yep.
So yeah. Which was cool, because if you...
get to go...
It was funny, because if you said, oh, we're going to land outside the town and sneak in, then it would have been a much worse situation for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you get to go shopping sooner than I thought.
Anna lands goes, yes.
Sorry to put you through that, but at least you got your spell book.
She does hold it up, flicks through it, gives it a whiff and goes, doesn't smell quite as good as I remember, but yes, it is mine. Thank you, Owen. It was decent of you.
You're most welcome.
When you cast a spell from an item, is it considered you casting a spell, or is it that item casting the spell?
That's the question.
Depends on the wording of the item.
Because subtle spell says when you cast a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point. So, it's dependent on the item, it sounds like.
So
Well, it looks like no one was in range to counterspell anyway, so I think
Mhm.
we're good
No
for
matter.
now on that.
I'm going to read the room and go and find the others in this big place and leave you guys to it.
Sure. Sorry that you didn't get to test your abilities, but I feel like that might have been a little bit too much to test it on.
No trouble. I'll find somewhere around here to give it a go. Nice to meet you, Anna. I'll leave you to it.
Nice to meet you, Miss Felt, or...
Gainsborough. We're not actually related. And with that, she turns away and walks off.
As I said, stepsister.
Okay.
We had adopted parentage.
Okay.
If you'll excuse me, I'm just gonna check on the other Arlwyn for a minute. I need him to do some things.
Alright, so we'll
I'm
go...
just gonna roll some stuff just to see how fucked he is.
Okay.
Okay, he can still cast Wish. I'm just gonna get some funds, potentially.
Wait. Didn't he already cast Wish to make everyone immune?
Yes.
Oh, he's casting a second Wish. Oh, with exhaustive
Yeah.
casting. Okay.
That's why I was just seeing the 33% chance to see if he actually even could cast Wish.
That was
And
it.
now he's gonna start killing himself to give us some money. Because, that's what simulation is.
Like the best wingman ever.
Did you not learn anything by the storyline going on in Yorkland at the moment, where the two simulacrums ran away together?
It's their problem. Bad simulacrum.
Alright, so we'll start with the people who arrived first, and what shopping they want to do. So, we got Makra, Elzef, and Laniros. So, Laniros, what are you shopping for?
I'm not.
Okay.
Macro wants some super sneaky boots he's seen about before.
Okay.
So if you can find some of them.
You can make a persuasion check.
God, that sounds awful. Why do we not bring one of the charismatic ones with us? Laniros, I'm after some boots where they make me really sneaky. Like you can't hear me feet landing. Pretty sure your kind tend to wear them.
Calling him sneaky.
I think I know what you mean.
Cool.
What happens is when you wear them, you're then no longer willing to pay your friends to provide services for you. Is that right?
You've lost me.
Yeah, sure.
What are they called?
I believe they're called. They're kind of skates. What was it again? Oh yeah, that's it. Cheap skates.
I don't know what you're on about, mate.
You might want to ask around. Just say that you really want some cheap skates, and I'm sure they'll look you up.
I'm not that far past it, mate. Like, I do understand what a cheapskate. Right, okay. So he's got to roll up you'll just go into a random fucking shop where it looks like they sell different bits and bobs of armour. How's that for you coming, or are you just going to stand there being snobby?
No, I have business.
What business have you got?
I've put stuff up for... I left some iron stones with a shopkeeper for evaluation. And I'm gonna sell them if the price is right.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go meet this guy. He sounds like he knows magic items. And Macron will follow Elzef.
Remind me what you sold to him, because it's been a while.
I haven't sold anything to him yet. I gave an iron stone of insight, of intellect, and of strength to see what he would pay me for them.
Right, it's Give me a second, sir. He's willing to pay you 6,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, sure. We'll take that.
Okay. Yeah. 6k gold. Gives it to you as in platinum if you wish.
Yeah, that's 600 platinum pieces. It's 1,000 platinum pieces. And then Elsef takes out the breastplate +3 and yonks it down on the table.
His eyes go wide. The only reason I'm role-playing him like this is because I can't remember how I role-played him, if I'm honest. So
It was pretty much like this.
Yeah. Okay, so he begins casting Identify.
And while he does that, Elsef explains, this belonged to Odin's last Valkyrie.
Alright, make a persuasion roll.
Oh, this is just awful.
She was really tough. That was Macro's attempt.
Can't I, instead of persuading him, just ratter down the history of Odin's Valkyries in front of him?
You can.
That's
Maybe use that ability, you know, that stim stab that you give and makes you better at doing stuff.
Yeah, so he
Roll guidance at 18.
nods. He nods, and immediately
I don't think I need guidance on a 29.
when he finishes identification spell, this it's a fine piece of work. It's definitely got historical value. And then he 11,000.
15,000.
12.
No, 14.
12 and a half, and that's it. Not going any higher.
Not going anywhere. Well, we can discuss what I'm looking for first, if that might make any difference.
Of
I
course.
was about to say we can do trades if need be, and then I can just owe you the money.
Any item that I do have first has to be passed through checks. The government doesn't allow magical items to be sold just to anybody, especially the rarer ones. But I'm sure it will be fine.
Oh yes, Makra and I, we have a good, credit, right, Makra?
Fantastic. Killing God Kings. Who else are they going to sell magic items to?
I'm looking for a ring of spell tuning.
Is that from the core book or any other books?
That's from the core book.
It means turning, not tuning.
Okay.
Well, shut up, Mr. Smarty Pants. I have an accent. I skipped the R.
He'll talk to the guys whilst he's how rare is the item that Elzef's after?
Legendary.
Oh, it says legendary as well. Okay. Whilst you're looking up really special items as well. Me dad, right, he used to have like this horn. He's blow on it, and then like from the horn, he used to like summon his cronies, I guess. Like, he used to get some help, like emergency backup from the horn. You got anything similar to that, maybe?
One moment. The ring that you want, Miss Elsef, is possible. However, such a magical item requires that you meet first with a member of state.
Sure. And you trade that in for the armor, or?
Alongside the armor, I can give you 50% off. Still owe me 15,000.
15,000 is a lot. Let's see if I have anything else to sell. Do your business with Makra first. I have to consult.
Not, but I will have to send a message. He does. You guys are making me log in and out of all kinds of crazy Roll20 games to find NPC names here.
Oh, you wrote them all on that big Word doc. You need them all on that Word doc.
Yep, I will do. Eventually. Oh, the item that you are talking about, Macra.
Yeah.
I have a bronze.
Bronze one. That sounds pretty cool, actually. So, I don't know if you're aware, but it's rare, very rare, legendary. So that would be very rare.
And he wants 15,000 gold pieces for it.
15,000. Cool. Right. Have you got as well, like the boots that make you really quiet? That way you can't hear your footfall.
I do not.
Bugger. Right, okay, so we'll just worry about this for now then. I can sort them out later.
Yes, I don't mean to boast, but you have come to a higher establishment of magical items. We don't have much in stock, but when we do, we don't stock many of the minor items. The boots that you're after, I believe, would be made by more elvish folk.
Yeah, I did see elves in them before. Right, okay then, so I can get them from elsewhere. I was just hoping that I was trying to get a multi-item discount, to be fair, but that's fine. What do you reckon then if I trade this in? I reckon this is probably worth a bit more than the horn, though, and he'll break out the Radiance Copash and lay that on the desk.
Alright, cast Identify. A 1-for-1 trade.
Oof. That's a hard bargain. Have you got any other minor bits in that you can throw in for it then? Like some healing potions or something?
I do not. I do not deal in alchemy. I deal in artifacts.
Ugh. No, I reckon that at least 1,000 gold. That's pretty badass. That is. Like I said, my dad had one of these. Referring to the horn. This is the only time I've ever seen one of these.
Sorry guys, I'll move you in a second. Trying to find stuff. Broken runes. I actually have a word file called NPCs of Capital Island, but it's empty. Found ya!
You found that article, you found that document, you're like, get in!
Turns out I'd copied them all into a WordPad file. That's the one. Right, so there's a flash past the store, in the deeper parts of the store, and a half-elvish woman dressed in green robes with the gold stripe on her shoulder of Capital Island. And as she walks in, she says, "I hear that somebody here wishes to trade for a very powerful item."
Hello.
Hello. She looks you up and down, and I'm assuming that would be you.
Yes, Elsif of Sea's End.
I am Farley Forsha.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I am a magistrate. I represent Blakeland, but I'm here in official business. I can help you go through the papers and sign stuff. She nods to the shopkeeper and just leads you off to one of the back rooms and goes, "I hear you're after a ring of spell turning.
Yes.
And you're offering what?"
I'm offering a a breastplate worn by one of Odin's Valkyries.
Uh-huh.
And this, most likely. And Elsa flicks her finger and the Iron Stone of Mastery flares up in front of her head.
Very powerful items indeed. I make it my business to know who carries what. Your affiliations, Elzef, where are you from?
I am a citizen of formerly Mokhul Empire.
Hmm.
And I have a shop in Longinia.
You don't sound Nirian, or Artinian, or Theboan, or even
No.
Rokulian, or even like you're from Port Phobos. Where
You did
were
just say
you?
Sea's End.
Oh,
It's in the name, yes.
you're from so you're actually a citizen of the United Realms.
Well, last I was there 300 years ago, sure.
Oh yeah, well, Sea's End is now a city-state. They no longer are under jurisdiction. However, our trade union stands. She stands. Our business here is done. I can see that you are from Sea's End. She begins packing her papers away.
Oh, wonderful.
See, you being from a dirty immigrants worked out really well for us,
Oh
eh?
my god. Yes, and she says, you will not be afforded the discount that United Realm citizens get, but you will be afforded all of the citizenship of Sea's End, as in you will pay normal prices. We will contact our contacts in Sea's End to make sure that it is legit. If it is not, know that the United Realms Alliance does not take things like this lightly.
Oh no, there's definitely probably still some paperwork somewhere that says I'm a citizen of CSN.
And may I remind you that if this weapon or this item is to be used against Capital Island or any of its citizens or jurisdictions, you won't escape from the Eye of Antwist, and you will be hunted. I hope you know that, right?
I have no plan. This is, it's a ring of spell turning. This is for my personal protection.
Uh-huh. It's just when items of such legendary status are sold, we like to keep an eye on them.
Oh no, that makes sense, but really you're getting a good deal here. 2 legendary items for 1 in the hands of Capital City.
Of course, but we still like to be thorough.
It makes sense. I heard in Neria most recently their king got killed, so one should protect themselves.
You say your name is Elzef,
Yes, of Seasend.
and she connects the dots, and you can see it in her face. She goes, "Of course. The ring is yours after your transaction is done."
I will not be staying for long in Capital City.
That would be good.
Makra, you're not buying anything legendary, are you?
No, I don't think that's legendary, is it? I'm selling this legendary thing, though. I don't know if that needs your paperwork and jurisdiction.
Yep, so it's done. You are sold the ring of spell turning, the blah-de-blah, it all goes ahead.
Do I get anything extras, or does he just take the Iron Stone of Mastery for 15,000?
He originally was going to give you, you gave him the armor, and that dropped it to 15k, and then if you give the Iron Stone of Mastery, he'll give you the ring for free, basically, as exchange.
Okay, in that case I also want an all-purpose tool plus 3. It's very rare. It's basically a focus for artificers.
Yeah, you're going to have to go somewhere else for this, but...
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And Makra, the Horn of Blasting. How are we doing this, quickly?
It's a Horn of Valhalla.
That's the one. Horn of Valhalla.
Right, so I give you this, and you give me some gold, because I reckon this is rarer than that.
What, the sword?
Yeah.
1 for 1, and that is that. If you don't like it, you can go toot your horn elsewhere.
Well, that's what I'm considering doing.
That stuff cracks up.
Yeah, go on then.
Thank you. And the politician, Farley, stays nearby, just overlooking.
So I'll delete the Radiance Kopesh off my current sheet. Yeah, and I just want Sneaky Boots. You said you don't sell them, do you?
No, the shopkeeper shakes his head.
Sweet. Know anybody who does?
You should probably try west. You know, the western part of town.
Cool. Right, I never that on. Been a pleasure.
We will meet again if I find anything of the legendary.
Okay, so the other guys now. I know Laniros has said he doesn't actually want to buy anything, but he did want to do something, didn't you? Or did you just come here for the...
No, I just wanted to make a point.
Fuck's sake. Okay, then we go over to Maisie. Maisie, what are you after? Silence.
I am here. Sorry, it just takes me ages to unmute myself. I end up talking to no one, and that doesn't really serve anything. Maisie was literally left Anna and Owen by themselves to go look for the others in this massive place.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to find them.
Oh yeah.
So you ride the tram around for a bit, and when it's obvious that you're not going to find them.
Just don't even get to roll like a 1d 100,000.
Oh, you can definitely make an investigation check. Yeah.
Let's go with an inspiration.
And in fact, you get slightly lost and wander into a part of the northeastern section, which seems to be being rebuilt. All the buildings seem to be new, and as you approach, you see the citizens go about their usual business. There's roads being built, towers being built, and you come across a bunch of veterans that are standing on the side of the road calling out to people. They're asking for charity and things like that.
Hello.
Oh, you're actually talking to one?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, he looks up at you, and you see that he's got a scar that splits his lip and gives him an ugly-looking sneer permanently. Hi! Who are you?
Lost, actually.
Yeah, you can get lost in this part of town quite easily.
Yes. I'm wondering if you could help me. You seem to know these parts. You know what? I'm really lost. Where's the nearest teleportation circle?
Sorry, miss. You're quite far. You have to take the tram south.
Right.
While you're here, do you want to listen to what we have to say?
Okay.
Look, we fought their war, right? But there's nothing about it here. We're just asking that people recognise our efforts in fighting those Northerners. That's all.
What war?
Oh my god, you're one of them.
One of them?
Yeah, you don't believe it happened. We were sent off. I lost friends.
Did you? Where was it?
You see he's got like a teary look in his eyes. Where was it? What do you mean, where was it?
War?
The Blossom Empire! Bulwark! We fought Dolaf! Does no one in this city remember?
Well, I think he's been dealt with and marginalised. I think, you know...
Nordrak! You don't remember the Nordrak campaigns?
No, but if it does you any good, I do remember Dolaf dying in pain and being called a bitch not a couple of hours just before. So he got his.
What?
Oh yes, he's quite dead.
You can roll a persuasion check. He falls to his knees, begins crying, grabs your hand.
Yeah.
Well, Dolaf, fuck what?
No, he just got plane shifted away.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, Maisie doesn't know the difference.
Yep.
No, there's no need for that, honestly.
And he turns to his fellow colleagues. You hear this? She says Dolaf's dead. You see, miss, we don't get word much in here in this city. Not much at all. So, to hear from the outside that he's finally been defeated, that's great news. You're
Yes.
my favourite person.
Right, I personally burnt and flayed quite a few soldiers. Quite a few thousand, actually.
Okay, they all look kind of perplexed at that. Disbelief.
But anyway, you can all go home, safe in the knowledge that he's been dealt with. She gives them an awkward thumbs up. So where's the teleportation circle?
Shelf.
Right. Thank you. I just offer you salvation and the answer to something you're looking for, and you give me south. Farewell!
Okay, you get on the arcane tram. Alright, so Orwin, you and Anna head off into the nice part of the city that the teleportation halls are in. Towering monolithic buildings there. And you see that there are plaques and memorials to the war that occurred here. It says some 5 or 6 decades ago. The dating isn't precise, and there's names set up. There's also a monument to what looks like a dragonborn warrior. She stands tall, a short sword in her hand that seems to be on fire, and underneath it says like the dedication to the Ivory Order and their efforts to save the Broken Realms. There's also next to that statue of the Great Senator Antuist, calling him the Great Uniter. There's other statues of other heroes, and there's also one of the most recently passed politician who's called Alfred Fesselbottom. His bald head and his stern gaze, he holds aloft a rapier with a harp in his left hand, on one knee, to show his service to the realms. There's as you walk along the plazas, along the bridges, it looks like it's the city steeped in history, but you wouldn't know it because everything looks clean, precise. And it seems, as you're walking through, that even Anna's beginning to notice that information about these things is highly regulated and controlled. It doesn't...
Yep.
Yeah. It seems to be like some parts that she knows from her history studies changes completely different to what people are being told in the city.
Does seem to be a bit of a mismatch, doesn't it? I did read about these in my studies as well, but things seem different to what we learned.
Yes,
Not always very much, but definitely some noticeable changes.
but they do seem happy, don't they? Maybe a little ignorance in your life is key for happiness.
Perhaps so. The city does seem to be thriving, and, well, from what I've read, you can't really deny the changes since the realm has been united again.
No, and I'd like to visit the old capital at some point. I hear it's haunted.
I had heard that as well. Well, to be honest, I have no real need to shop, so perhaps we could go there instead, unless there was something that you needed.
Not really. Doesn't the old capital lie across the water? How are we going to get there?
Oh, we could see if there's a charter boat or something. Or if necessary, I guess we could just, nip across.
We could teleport.
It's a little bit risky. I've never been there myself. I
me
normally
neither.
keep to the market district whenever I come here.
No, we'll save that for another time. It sounds dangerous. We've had a little dangerous trip already today, Orwin. Let's just stick to the nice parks and the walks.
I think you're probably right.
That's good. And she begins kind of dragging you off towards what looks like a large strip of green land in the middle of the city, and it's like a nice long walk that meanders through ponds. You can take what looks like swan-shaped paper boats out into the lake, and there's also like a area for picnics, and you can see there's families. You can hear the happy children laughing all throughout the park. There's actual climate apparatus. The place is built for family life. And you see there's also a stall that sells all kinds of savoury goods, and she comes back with what looks like a pretzel the size of her head, and she snaps it in half and gives you one, and you just wander around.
Thank you. I think Elseth had one of these last time we was here. They did look good.
Apparently it's their speciality here. They also do something called a hot dog, but I don't fancy eating dog meat.
No, can't say I've ever tried a dog before.
Me neither.
I think they did. They did have them on the stools in. Where's that place Macro's from? I always forget the name.
Chidel?
Shayadel.
Oh, yes, but they come on kebabs. Sticks and stuff. Yeah, but I've never really thought about eating dog. I had a dog when I was a young girl. It was called Zappy.
Oh. I've never had a pet myself.
No? I thought your father had, like, a century of cats.
1,000 cats.
Yeah.
Yes.
A legion.
But while he was the one feeding them, they paid no mind to me.
Okay, fair enough. And I'm assuming your date goes off without a hitch. Or just...
See whatever you like.
Yeah.
Owen is young and ignorant.
That's fair enough. And by the evening time, everyone has a bit of R&R in the city. We have Maisie basically exploring the entire city, trying to find her way back. You have Lineros. I'm assuming, Lineros, you're just spending the day sightseeing then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. And the others...
Haunted side quest.
What about, like, Macro and Elzef? Is there anything else you needed to buy?
Yeah, the multi-tool.
The multi-tool, okay. Can you both...
Yeah, we need to get some boots from your kind as well. We've got, as well, quite a lot of shit to sell in here. And he, like, opens up the bag of holding.
You might want to do that off-session with Liam and private.
Or we'll definitely do that off-session. So what I'll do is I'll draw up a big list of all this shit. And then if anything wants to be kept, people need to put it into chat. And if it's not getting kept, Liam is going to figure out a price for all of it. And Macro's going to go on a selling spree. And then see what the actual pilot is. And then if there's anything people want, any particularly strong magic items that people want to buy, I guess this is a good time to start using the party inventory, because we've got a lot of gold in there that's doing a lot of nothing. And it's winding me up. We aren't investing it into ourselves.
How much gold is
Yeah,
there?
if we could just buy 10 more arcane warheads, that'd be great.
How much money is in the party loot?
I think at the moment about 30,000 GP, but then more if we consider the magic shit that we need to sell. Probably looking at about 35,000.
That's like a very rare item per person or something like that.
Yeah. So if people want to have a look at the end of the session or before next session, what they want, we can say that it was all bought on this little shopping trip.
Just so you guys do know, I do have a list of prices that they sell items for in Broken Realm.
Is that you telling me to work it out instead of you working it out?
No, like, as in, like, I do actually have a price list, so things aren't just going to go, oh, a very rare item is 5k. One of the very rare items might be much more expensive than just 5k.
Ah, right, okay. If we want, well, we'll ask Liam if he wants to buy something, but selling, I don't think it would be as big of an issue. But just have a look at what items you want and then...
Yeah, the capital island has a massive stockpile of magical items ruled over by, of course, the Senate. So they don't just release them unless they're actually going to get something out of it and that they can make sure it's not going to be used against them. But I have a list of the items they have and how many and how much they're worth. So...
Yeah, so people have a look.
I used a random generator to do it, and it worked really well. I mean, I just clicked Metropolis, and it gave you what would be in a Metropolis.
That's pretty cool.
You're lucky. So, yeah. I looked at this. You did have the items that you were after. So,
flucked out. Todd, did you hear that then, mate?
Yeah.
Sweet. Get a magic item for next week, and then you can ask Liam if they've got it. Cool. Yeah, Macro goes to try to find some elven boots, and Elzef tries to find a +3 multi-tool.
Yeah, okay, so the +3 multi-tool will set you back a staggering 5,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, that's fine. That halves my platinum, but that's no problem.
Yeah, and the boots of Elven Kind set you back 2,000.
Good grief, that dear. Right.
You'll be happy to hear that does reduce my AC by 1.
Like...
Macro coughs up the 2,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
And gets himself some elven boots.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird situation because you buy them off a halfling, so they look like really tiny shoes. The moment you buy them off of him, that seem to just kind of grow gradually over the next hour to fit you.
And then, our boots of Urban Calendar are only fucking uncommon, and they cost me $2,000.
And to think that's something Elsif could have just knocked out in a weekend.
Does Alzef say this before he buys it off the half?
No!
What a prick.
Elsif doesn't like work. I don't know if you've noticed this. Elsif is lazy.
2,000 gold? Are you taking the piss? Is it you just being racist because I'm bugbear and you think I'm thick?
I think Macro is saying that to the shopkeeper.
Yeah, he looks confused.
He's berating the halfling.
You can either take it or you can leave it.
Who the fuck's buying these for 2,000 gold? When was the last time you sold a pair?
Well, not you if you keep going on. When did you last sell a pair? Well, I don't sell them, really. I sell them for the government. I take a small bit.
So it's the government that's renting me here.
Yeah. Yeah, why don't you go take your problem up with Antwist, eh? See where that gets you.
You know what? Fuck the law of them. I'm keeping my money.
Okay. Good luck, Bugbear.
Oh well. Have luck being a slave to the government.
I can't believe they're so racist here.
He says, bye!
God, this place is a rip-off.
Yeah, it's like, you go into a capital city and trying to buy stuff. Maybe.
That's where the shit is.
That's where all the good shit is, but it's expensive.
I don't know.
It's kind of like
Nothing on the other ones.
real world, kind of.
Oh boy, does it feel good to finally have something that increases my saving throw.
How's that? You're an elf. You've got to have some elf mates that have some of these, surely.
Were you missing
Actually,
from the discussion this morning where we established that I do not have friends?
Yeah, I was about to say it is a stretch for you to have friends.
Why don't you just put down your foot in Nuneria and, say you're Makra the hero, you'd like a pair of shoes?
The people that kind of consider me a hero, though, don't have magic items. I guess I'll give it a go. I guess I've got that little bastard I used to talk to before for magic items. He was a rip-off, though, as well. Maybe he's a bit cheaper, though. It's a 4 times markup. I'm not paying a 4 times markup. Greedy bastards.
Again, just, I don't know, hold a public rally or something to donate to your, I don't know, campaign fund or something. Tell them you're going to war to save the world.
I guess, yeah.
Call up Macy to hold a speech for you. She's nearly as insufferable as Chester about that.
I guess it's that it's not that I don't have the money, though. It's just that I don't want to spend it extortionately. I know this is coming from the guy that does like handing out money willy-nilly, but those still they're somewhat good causes.
Yeah, didn't you give your, swamp buddies in Shiredale a bunch of money to do just whatever they want with it?
Yeah, they've done quite well with it. It's somewhat defendable. There's a decent-ish bar there.
Yeah, but how much of that money did they spend on alcohol? I've seen the kind of people that live there.
Fucking hell!
Yeah, probably quite a bit. I don't know, there's a lot of timber there. Timber's quite expensive around that area as well. Never mind. Have you got your mortar tool then, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, I reckon we find, what does she call him? Lenny. Yeah, I'm not calling him that. Let's go find Elfie boy. And get out of here.
Why? Lanierus came here without us and didn't even teleport us with him. Why would you want to fight him? I'm gonna buy a giant pretzel and then teleport home.
I guess, yeah, he can make his way back. We do kind of need him for when we go wandering about tomorrow, but I guess we don't know how long Elsa, not Elsa, what bloody hell's his name?
Well, I'm not gonna beg him to help me try to save the world. If he doesn't want to teleport us, I'll just stay home and roll over a few times. Wait, I don't own a home in Mokhul anymore, so I guess I'll just stay in the pub.
It's a fair point. Yeah, let's just go home. And Macro goes originally.
I want to point out, I literally bought a Ring of Spell Turning, which is an awful item, quite frankly, just because Elthaf got killed by Finger of Death once, and she didn't want to have it again.
A very good RP.
It wasn't even Finger of Death, it was Power Word Kill.
Yeah, but this still helps against that, so...
Yeah, I guess it does.
It's literally a more specific version of the Mantle of Spell Resistance, which we've been making fun of the entire campaign.
Alright.
Yeah, it's very shit for a legendary, that is.
Yeah, but like, if you roll a 20, you might end up power word killing the person that tried to power word kill you, which is very funny. So, just on the off chance, I'm going to keep this item.
Yeah, the not you aspect of that's quite funny.
It's very rare that they enemy uses it when they're like below 100, so 150, sorry. But then again, it might.
You never know.
Macro goes back when he goes back home, tries to find some elven boots, see if they're not as much of a Mokhul.
Alright, so the group is heading home. Anything else anyone can interrupt with now and say what they want to do, Capital Island, before they head back to Nuneria?
I am not insulting the teleport person.
Okay.
Unless, what is it? Is it a dwarf?
No, it's not. It's a group of hooded humans.
Okay, that's fine, then they're not getting insulted. How stupid do their hoods look?
A little bit stupid. They're like...
Also snickers a bit while they cast the spell.
Alright, no one? No one wants to do anything else here? Okay. So the group all eventually, by the end of the night, meets back up in Nuneria and goes about their usual business. And I would say that was a successful episode or session. Going shopping, rescuing Anna's spellbook, a date, some magical light ball. So also because of course quite a chill session, everyone can get a point of inspiration.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That was such a sarcastic yay, like, oh, it's not a level up.
And that's where I thought you were going with it as well.
Yeah,
Like,
just
everyone
to make
gets
you- Just to make you happy, I thought your boots of flying just like disappear after a day because Elsa uses that slot for armor.
vanish.
But you're suddenly just walking on the road with no boots on.
I'm just expecting this to be while he's flying across Capital Island trying to locate people. I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, the ground in front of loads of veterans.
Right, we roll 12, 6 of falling damage.
Alright, we will end